Hello, everyone. We are here on another, I would say, wet and windy Thursday night in the UK, but it's humid as fuck. I am making ball soup. It is ridiculous.
Nice.
Yeah. Start off with a classy little anecdote.
Yeah, that's what we expect from you, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. And as you may have noticed, we're joined by Lane, the man, the myth, the legend. So hello.
Evening,
How
Lane.
are we all?
Good. Episode 98. We are almost there.
Nearly there.
Countdown continues.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. It's
we better start planning the show, mate. You know, it's going to creep up on
us. I've been really bad because I've had loads of stuff going on. I'm like, yeah, okay, hundreds of shows coming up, and when we spoke about it months ago, I was like, right, we'll plan it a couple of months out. It won't be a typical last minute thing. And then life has gotten in the way, and now I'm like, oh shit, it's a last minute thing again.
We've got 4 weeks left.
Yeah, we've got 4 weeks left. Yeah. 4 weeks left. So, you two are so optimistic in my planning ability.
It's all right. It's fine, mate. I'll take care of it. You've got a month.
Yeah, that's how
you guys will make it special. You'll make it special.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we're working on the guests. Background. Are you down to join us, Lane?
Unfortunately, I will be on vacation visiting my family that week. So that's why when Ian said, if you want to come on today, I said, I'm off today, so why not?
Just tell them that you've got a really bad tummy and you need to go for a shit for 2 hours. And then you can join
and
us.
Just do it on my phone. I don't know if that would turn out so great. I did that once just on a one-on-one, just talking to somebody on, over Facebook. And I was like, I hate hearing myself through the other person's headphones.
Yeah, I was on Ben's show on Sunday on my phone because I couldn't get my Mac working, and it was pretty ropey. But I understand.
You know they made things that help with that, right?
Like what?
Called. I know they have in Great Britain. It's called a hammer. You just go bang, and then a hammer will fix it. A hammer fixes everything, or maybe a mallet.
To be fair, this Mac is an absolute legend. It's 13 years old, and it still runs like a dream. And how many Windows laptops do you think still exist from 13 years ago? Let alone even
I don't
work?
think there's Windows ones that from within the last year that were made this year that might be still working right now.
So a bit of background. I got made redundant from my job last week. So the laptop that I streamed on for this entire run of 98 episodes has been my work laptop, Windows laptop. So that went back into UPS on Monday. So I had to dust off the Mac that hasn't really seen much action. So there's actually nothing wrong with it. The only thing I can't run on it is the Stream Deck because I need iOS 16 and this machine will only take up to 14. So it's no great loss, but at least all the mic and stuff works. I just didn't have time because I'd been on vacation. I've been in Cornwall, so I didn't get back till Sunday afternoon. And it just wasn't enough time to get it all working for Ben's show. But all good now. Hopefully it sounds all right. So
perfect, mate.
Yeah, brilliant.
Coming in brilliant. 5 by 5.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, so let's have one more thing from our backstage thing.
Yeah. So let's have a quick look in the chat. We have Toy Mafia as per usual. We've got Lane in the chat and here.
He is, I know.
Which is great.
He's cloned himself.
He has. Caffeinated comic fan.
Yeah.
There we go. It's been a long day. We got the Everyday Collector. Hello, my man. Mike. I'm not going to try and pronounce that last name.
Well,
we got a Mark
P.
We got Andre. We got Yomo saying yo, which I quite like. And Mike again. So yes, cool.
Mike also mentioned British using redundant always feels sort of soul crushing to my American ears.
Well, it's pretty soul crushing to my British ears as well. To be honest, you know.
Yeah. Getting laid off, however you want to phrase it. Probably
whichever country you live in.
Pete just got when Pete is just like, hey Americano, I just got Shang Tsung'd out of my job. It said your paycheck is mine, and pulled it out of your wallet. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that because obviously that was my issues, my tech issues, but all sorted now. So yeah,
perfect.
Good to go.
You're using the good machine that you know is reliable.
Yeah. It's been very loyal. Yep.
If we harp on too much about how reliable this machine is, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's gonna die.
I'm nothing more shall be said today.
Yeah. We are tempting fate.
Yeah. Let's leave it be.
Yeah. So look, Lane has very kindly donated a figure for the collecting weekly 3,000 subscriber giveaway.
No, not that one. No,
I thought it was this one.
That's on Collector Zone.
That's
I thought. Yes, sorry. This is Collector Zone.
There's another version of this figure of this character.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the big one by Collector Zone. Yeah. So this is the big tumor with a face. So yep.
Talking so bad about my figure of the year.
Yeah. The thing is, I love this figure, and I watched the film the other day, and I didn't think it was as bad as everyone made out. Like, I love the figure, but it is categorically the most disgusting thing that you could possibly collect. Like, up until that point, that guy who made a full figure out of like cockroaches, that was the most disgusting thing I'd seen.
I've never seen that. It sounds great though.
I'll try and dig the photos out. It is insane. But this is a prolapse with arms and legs in a good way.
You've got this figure, haven't you, Lane? I saw.
Oh, are you kidding me? Yes.
Yeah.
I love this figure.
This
figure is it's so big. Unfortunately, I bought in and then bought Venom as a companion, and then they both went tumbling off the top of my detail. So I had to sell Venom. Hey, Ben Thomas Show did not matter because they sold him the Eddie Brock head sculpt, which is the one thing he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy, it is an amazing giving away. Like this figure, it doesn't matter if you don't have anything else. If you own like one Spider-Man, like this guy is Venom, is like Carnage comic on steroids. You can put him versus like 3 Spider-Man in some crazy setup or something. He's so big.
Yeah. It's insanely good.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what our current count is. You any idea, Lane, what the current total is? How close we are?
I think it's supposed to be like 2.97.
Okay, brilliant.
I'm not sure the exact miniature number.
So we're within,
getting there.
Definitely within 30 or 40 subs. So that's got to be coming up pretty soon. Probably, nicely timed with our 100th episode. Hopefully, be good. And to going on to that, this is the
one.
Yeah, this is the giveaway. Yeah, for OFAC.
So yes, so this is the one that Lane has kindly put up for us to give away, which we give away on our 100th episode. So in the next couple of weeks, we are going to pull our finger out and figure out how we're going to do the giveaway, because at the moment we don't really know. Let's level with everyone. We've never been great with giveaways on this program, mainly because we put stuff up, we run the giveaway, people enter, someone wins, and we go, right, drop us a message. These are our details. Drop us a message, claim your prize. No one ever claims the prize. So I think at one point we were sitting on just a pile of stuff that we'd given away that no one claimed. So I'm hoping this goes slightly better.
Yeah. This is one you guys want to claim, because this. Yeah. Unfortunately, this particular thing fell under my sense of humor, is because since Collecting Weekly was giving away a giant size Carnage, I was like, what would be something cool? This is also a figure I was considering buying at one point for myself. And when I was just like, well, hey, so for the network, they're doing the Hot Toys 1/6 scale, which is 17 inches tall. And I saw this and I'm like, well, for one show on the network, wouldn't it make sense? Let's sell the mini-me version of that. Yeah. And then Zach went, that totally fits for your thinking. I was like, I don't know if I should be insulted or not, but I'm going to take it as a plus. But guys,
it's very generous. Thank you.
Yeah, this is smaller, but make no mistake, guys. A, this is an expensive figure. 2, he is 8.5 inches tall for a figure arts figure. He is monstrous. So think of it as a Carnage that has the scale kind of for the size of it.
Yeah.
but it has the posability of a smaller figure. It is really cool.
Yeah, I must admit, I googled it because I'd only seen the box.
Yeah.
So I googled it and went, oh fuck me, yeah, that's quite big. Like, yeah, like, I think it would, if you don't normally collect this type of stuff, it would catch you off guard how big it is. But yeah, it's very, very good, and we are very, very thankful. To you,
absolutely,
Lane,
absolutely. Thanks, Lane,
for supplying that one. So thank you very, very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe, Lane, it's over to you. You wanted to do some stuff. Some stuff.
Yeah. So just before we started getting into the figures and stuff, originally just wanted to pop on because I don't want to give Ian and Pete bloated heads or anything like that. But I had just wanted to make, because they were approaching the milestone of the 100 episodes, and I will not. We'd originally talked me maybe popping up on that, but I won't be able to since I'll be on vacation that week. But everybody in the community and everything, I just wanted people to be able to share at least just for 2 minutes for me telling Pete and Ian how important your guys' show was to me and everything for when I got into and getting me interested in collecting 1/6 scale figures. Now, I had started previously slightly before I ever saw one of your guys' shows, like maybe 2 or 3 months before. But you guys was one of the first ones that I ever saw, like just when I was at work in the afternoon time this time.
Yeah.
And I watch you guys on and off, and that's how I found Collected Weekly too. And I had just wanted to make how important your guys' show was, checking in once every 2 weeks, and like maybe the first 4 to 6 months when I started collecting. So seeing you guys talk about it and everything, having those dapper British accents and everything, just got to hear something a little bit different. And just how important for me, guys, how important this show was and everything. Because, there's obviously, we've got a ton of 6 scale, awesome content creators and everything. But this was a show for me that was one of the probably 2 or 3 key ones that reoccurringly checking in, like really kept me involved in everything. And I just wanted to say, primarily originally I was going to come on, was just how super happy I am that you guys are about to get to 100 episodes. Very much I wanted to wish you guys a congratulations. Also having another show as part of the CW network, be able to make it to that, making it to that milestone. And, how important I think you guys are as a couple of creators and stuff, even though you guys are on here once every 2 weeks talking about, figures. You guys are important contributors to that. And I know guys like you have been collecting for a long time. So if we have anybody to chat, this is one of your first times coming in, listening to them. These are 2 gentlemen who have been collecting for years. And, they do a lot of stuff, other things with custom and other stuff. So you have questions about that or anything. They're very good fountains of information. Just listen to and stuff like that when we're talking about stuff. Anyway, that's all I wanted to make.
That's fantastic. Thanks so much for that, Lane. I was saying to Ian, like, you've always been a really a big supporter of our show, and you always speak really highly of us on CW, and and you always highlight the fact that we do struggle for live views and also for replay because of our location. But I think there's quite a lot of content in the US, some brilliant stuff like Marco as well, and then you've got the Canada crew as well. But I think for the UK, Shane's on board now, 1/6 figure focus and stuff. But I think it was certainly when we started, it was quite lacking in the UK, and it was important for us to kind of talk about the way that we collect, because it's very different to you guys. We don't
walk, and challenges you guys face too.
Yeah, we can't walk into a shop and find them. They just don't exist. So to the layperson on the street, they've never heard of this stuff. You stumble upon it. It's like a black market kind of secret world, Diagon Alley sort of thing. And it's been a real pleasure. And we've had ups and downs, and we've kind of I've had a few sort of, I'm not sure, around about episode 50, I was getting a bit kind of, oh, do I want to carry on doing this? But I'm glad we have, definitely glad we have. It's going to be great getting to 100. And, Small Talk are right on our heels as well. They're going to hit it the week after us if we all stay to schedule. So, I mean, that's fantastic as well. And Sean's doing an amazing job of helming that now, so... another real sort of gem in the Collecting Weekly network, I feel. And like, as we always say, they've got so much to look through. We primarily do 1/6, so it's a fairly small pool of stuff, whereas they've just got a world of things to look at. And
yeah,
and it's good for me because I see stuff on there that I would probably never have noticed or come across. And I don't collect a lot of smaller stuff, but now and then again they enable me, and I go, actually, I might pick that up. Just something to have in hand and sort of play around with. So congrats to them as well. And I know that they've got some good stuff, lined up for episode 100 as well. So yeah.
And I'll be waiting for episode 150 when you guys get to that, guys. So looking like 2025, 2026, where I know Pete keeps saying he's like, I'm out of MCU and Marvel stuff now for once in scale. I'm waiting for Secret Wars Robert Downey Jr. to come flying down in like the mark 125. And then Pete's going to be dialing like 876-10599. Won't be calling Rick's girlfriend, but he will be dialing Howie up saying, hey, I'm ready for my delivery.
We'll see, mate. We'll see.
And to show how old I am, that was Rick Springfield, Jesse's girlfriend reference from 1980s really terrible song.
Wow. Yep.
Nice.
So that's great, Lane. So you're gonna stay with us for the rest of the show?
Yep.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Ian put down a brilliant argument in case like he was in front of Parliament and explained everything in great detail.
I can be fairly convincing when I want to.
Yeah.
And I kept my top on, which is always handy.
Yeah, he just said, hey, would you like to join? Because we definitely would like you. And I said, sounds good. See, epic speech.
I was like, the show sheet's really short and I need someone who talks a lot to kind of pad it out. So I know the man, Lane, that'll do.
Yeah.
Get
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've got Cafe as a Coin fan. So yeah, you're the only UK content I know of, and I'm very grateful that you guys are doing this. We had the best ever show with Clipper King, and yeah, I used to watch a lot of Clipper King. He was quite a controversial character. He didn't pull any punches, and if you said anything bad about his work, then he'd send someone out to kneecap you. But it was a
Bricktop. He was
he used to watch him a lot, and that was good. And that was when I first got into the collecting. So that was a good way of seeing figures and everything. And yeah, Andy of Iconic was doing his is it Keyboard Warriors? So good content there. Well, obviously we've got Dean Knight, we've got Shane now. So there's a lot more, more of us now as this becomes more of a kind of a global hobby. But yeah, thanks for the kind words, everybody, in the chat. It's nice to have you with us.
Yeah, really appreciate it. But look, we can sit around stroking our dicks as much as we like, but we at some point we're gonna have to crack on with the show here. So Pete, what you got? Because it looks like you've done fairly well.
Yeah,
a little bit jealous.
It's the unemployed man spends the best part of 500 quid on two figures. But yeah, so Django, I think you've enabled me on this, Ian, because I've never I've been quite vocal over the years that I'm not really a prequel fan, but actually I've said over and over again that having watched the sequels, I have a newfound appreciation for the prequels, and I kind of, I can find some, I enjoy them in a strange way, not in the same way, never in the same way as the OT. But there's a lot of great characters, a lot of great.
Yeah, the sequel trilogy to make you love them more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it worked. So Django, I mean, I've got Boba Fett. Django's a great look. I made I kit bashed Mace Windu, and I thought I need someone to square off with him. So I started looking around, and got this guy for a decent deal. He's all good. I literally haven't opened these yet. They came in this afternoon, and I haven't. So I've just opened the packaging up just to take this photo. So yeah, looking forward to checking him out. You
don't need the poncho. My Costco Reeves could use it.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we'll have a look.
Because my poncho for my Jingo that I sold is on my Bo-Katan.
Right. And then the DX25, I had no need for this really, because I've got when I first started collecting, I think it's probably one of my maybe my first 10 figures. I bought a loose, clean DX07 Luke, and you know, I've had that for a long
So I just read Andre.
I know
there.
it's funny. It's funny. He says redundancy blown in one night, and that's always one night. Good boy.
Hey, everybody! Pete knows collectors, and I'm sure Ian was there in his ear telling him collectors don't let collectors buy from Toys Blender.
No,
Yeah,
definitely not. No.
Yeah.
So I've had that figure for a long time. Love it. I've done some work on it. I've replaced the head sculpt with the Inigo V2. Great sculpt. I've put some of the seamless arms on, so without the wrist, you know, with and everything. But I've just seen so many, you know, very flattering reviews of this. Now it has its issues. You know, the clothing's a little bit tight, but then that's the fat suit. But then a lot of people aren't taking that off because you'd have to unstitch the top. So I figured, well, actually, I'm going to get this and I'm going to kind of make my ultimate Bespin Luke. So I'm going to take the best bits of both, use that. I'll use the sculpt on another one of my Lukes. I mean, it's a fantastic sculpt. I might put it on the Snow Speeder one and then put that one on my X-Wing Luke. So, you know, there's always a good use for a good sculpt. I got the 25 only because it was like £10 more than the 24, and you get the Vader head and the Dagobah base, and I might just sell those anyway. I might not keep those. So you know, that takes a bit of the sting out of it.
Yes, it was $60 difference. 285 versus
yeah.
345.
No, I was quite surprised. So I bought that from DP Toys Collectibles, Dan Pooley, who's like a UK reseller, kind of recently on the scene, and really great service.
Nice.
You know, I definitely you know, you pay a little bit of a premium for kind of, you know, early I mean, it's not early really because now Sideshow seems to get stuff kind of day and date with Hong Kong, but in terms of the UK, you know, they're quick in and you know, it's a great service. So so looking forward to, you know, over the next few days or however long, just taking this apart. I mean, I will unstitch this jacket because sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say that Luke very much reminds me of Man of Steel, the Man of Steel Superman, where it's going to be hard to get in a few years' time, purely because the fact everyone's buying it, everyone's weathering the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, when I say it's like Man of Steel, every fucker was buying that just to rip the body out. Yeah. Was just to rip the body off of it and use the body for a custom. So now a Man of Steel that used to be able to pick up for like 130 quid is like near on 250, 300 quid. This is going to go that way.
Yeah.
And then if Hot Toys then announce a battle damaged one, you'll pick one of these up dirt cheap that have already been modded.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Everyone picking it up, battle damaging it. I'm like, I don't know. I'd hedge my bets.
Yeah.
At some point, we'll get a battle
I need to have a look at because I think that the tailoring on this suit is better, and I think the jacket is fine. Jacket is good. The problem is the trousers or pants, as you would call them, Lane, are a little bit tight, and I don't think there's too much. People have said they've unpicked some of the stitching, but I want to see whether or not I can, you know, use the original trousers with this jacket and whether there's any difference in the coloring and stuff like that. Yes, for DP, I mean,
Andre, man, you're gonna have me laughing out loud. You already done it twice already, and you're barely not even 25 minutes in.
Yeah, classically, DP has a very different
a very different meaning.
Capinated did have a question for you too, Pete. There, as well. Where to find them?
Oh, okay. So I shall find them for you and put a link in thing. So that's the project, and I'll see what works best really. You know, because it's a brilliant. I love the look of the Bespin Luke. It's classic, and I think for the opportunity to pick this up, use the bits I want, and you know, probably sell on the other bits. I just thought, I'll give it a go. So So they both came in today, so it was quite
well. And I think that was good for the pricing you got for it. It would be completely impossible for me to justify because I don't care about the Luke in the Vader helmet or and I think the regular one that the 285 here one, the base that comes for Bespin, I think that's the better of the two.
Oh yeah, easily.
I considered getting this one, but I kind of, as I think Ian has mentioned too, I kind of am trying to do one character, in a size kind of thing. I still haven't opened my Mando Luke in 3 months because I'm supposed to do a dual unboxing video with another content creator. And Jedi Master Luke, whatever, black outfit Luke. That is my favorite Luke of all time.
Yeah.
Plus, that's when he trashes Vader, doesn't get trashed by Vader.
Yeah. See, I've got every Luke going, mate, from OT. So I certainly don't have that role in my collection.
Yeah, I know that. It's one I've thought about because I don't care if it's not dirty enough or whatever. It's like it's the look of Bespin Luke. It's just with so much stuff coming out and everything, and I've got like 20 figures on pre-order right now. So it's and I'm sure a few other things we're going to talk about later. We've got some things possibly coming up here soon. So I was kind of like, maybe if I could get a good deal on him, which I think I may be able to, at least if I want to get him in the next several months, I may be able to find one. But awesome pickup. I can tell you because I own Django. Django is an awesome figure. I think he has really good value. He is limited somewhat more than you might think with the articulate, but he's not like Bo.
Yeah.
Bo or Casca with their bodies are super limited, as everybody's heard me moan about a little bit when I unboxed them. But those are two great pickups.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm excited to.
And a DX is actually a DX is always nice too.
Yeah. It's a really nice box. Yeah, definitely. It's I don't know that it's difficult, isn't it? Because no DXs particularly feel like DXs anymore, but it does feel premium, definitely, with the box and stuff. So, and the foam and that. So yeah, it's nice to I had a quick look at it. That's all I've done at the moment. So
it's close enough. I think it came with enough stuff to, unlike the Ahsoka, like the Ahsoka, whatever one it is. I forget 2120 or something.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. I'm gonna just put this link. Hopefully this will work. I'll put this in the chat.
So I got fuck all.
Yeah.
Because I sent a hobby drill is what I got.
Yeah.
And a little airbrush with a portable compressor, which I haven't tried yet because I've been itching to try one of those. Yeah, I mean it was 40 quid off of Amazon. It's a little portable battery compressor just so I can undercoat stuff. But so I've not even tried it yet, and I'm not holding out a lot of hope because it doesn't look particularly good. But we'll see. I'll give you an update next time.
No, let's see if it works. I've never done that before. Can I even...
Well, you made sure they're not going to miss it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. I can't. It's because we're logged in as
just
back,
shows it
so we just get like four different bits in there. So. Hopefully that works. I just copied out the address bar, so that will take you to I'll just show you. Give me a second. Cool. I'll have to get some money off him for the
recommendation. I'm in the same boat Ian is this week. I got the bleep all, except I guess I can say I ordered glue to try and re-glue that Terry, who does the videos for Sideshow, recommended to me to fix a part of a gauntlet for Casca that popped off when I was attaching her head sculpt. I have a statue coming. Sideshow is shipping out to me today, a Kotobukiya, like little small one. But I'm just waiting for Sideshow to finally say, "Hey, guess what? We're finally sending you your BART speeder with Commander Appa." I know. Zach is very keen for me to open that line in Technicolor.
Who's your Kotobukiya figure of?
Morrigan from Darkstalkers. It was the color variant that they had.
Right. Okay. I remember the game from a long way back.
Yeah. She was the succubus lady.
Yeah.
Who basically transcends the game series. Like she's one of the most well-known fighting game characters.
Yeah.
So you can find tons of collectible stuff of her as she bounces all over the place.
Cool.
Speaking of
Cool beans.
awesome, though.
Yeah, this now. While I've been sitting there staring at it, I didn't really realise that the pit droid had a penis.
Ian, why do
particularly
you
on
always notice crap like this? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. That picture on the right, he's like, yeah,
too much
look
Monty
at
He
this.
is, isn't he?
Python, like
He's-
reruns or something
yeah.
back in the
He's
day.
dropped the hip. He's like, yeah,
Yeah.
ladies, check me out.
That's the pose of a confident man.
It's brilliant.
Like,
It's hilarious. Yeah.
but yeah, so
He's gone
So
with
this-
like a 3/4 view, so you can get an idea of the length.
yes, exactly. And the thing is, it's not just the length; it's the girth on that.
I know.
That's eye-watering.
That is a proper bell end. That is.
amazing.
That is. So
I can't
this is
unsee it
the.
now. Thanks, Ian. Jeez.
No, that's the thing. So for everyone who's going to be listening, this is the Hot Toys R5D4, the Dick Droid, and the BD72.
So now we know why the lady from Mando kept
What she kept him
those
about.
guys around.
Yeah,
those
yeah.
guys, several
She had
around,
about 4 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
In
since,
fact,
she broke
talking
up
of-
with her.
Talking of DP toys, this is probably bang on the money.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
this
wow.
will set you back an eye-watering £270,
God.
which when you break it down, I mean, how much was R2 the other week? That was 250, wasn't it?
270.
Yeah.
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 So effectively, the only difference
Sorry.
between R2 and R5 is the paint job and that head,
the head. Yeah.
the head part. So for 20 odd quid, you're getting an
Well,
R2 with a
R2 comes
different
with
head.
all the little pieces you can attach too.
Yeah, which realistically are going to sit in a drawer. No one's
Yeah.
going to.
Yeah, well, I know,
Um,
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for 20 quid more,
It's
you're
not bad.
getting. No, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's too bad at all. I think this is pretty good. And to be fair, it's a decent selection where you could quite happily part this out and just keep the one
Yeah.
droid you wanted.
Yeah, I think we'll see that a lot because the people want to get some Pit Droid crews going. They haven't offered any additional. It would have been nice if they'd done like Mars Toys are doing with the Oompa Loompas, where you can buy extra ones. So I think it's a good bet if you want, 1 or 2 of them. There'll definitely be people wanting to pick up them separately. Because the difference with this R5 is a lot dirtier than the other one they listed, which will be the one on its own with the mouse droid.
Mando season 3.
Yeah, it's much cleaner. So this one's quite weathered and beaten up, which I quite like actually. And
I don't
obviously,
anyone to give a shit though, will they? Like,
no,
people aren't going to be that bothered by
no,
it.
and obviously for R5 has lineage. He's original trilogy is from the first movie, and if it wasn't for his bad motivator, things could have been very different. But so I'd quite happily have him in my collection. As the from A New Hope. So
He
he's
would
got
fit perfectly.
yeah. So he's got multiple uses. So I think this is a good set, and this will be coming to my house, not for me, but for my son. So just recently got the battle droid in, so he's getting that for his birthday in September. So he's very lucky there, and hopefully, if this comes before Christmas, then this will be his Christmas present. So he's going to start his Hot Toys collection with droids.
Just tell him with that battle droid, be very careful when you're moving the shoulder joint, because that sounds like that would make me decide not to, because they popped up on Sideshow back like last week. And I had it where I could have bought them. He sat in my thing before they sold out, but I just, other than other stuff coming, I just said, knowing me, well, we were just talking about, I pop stuff off. I'm going to break that shoulder.
Bit heavy-handed. Yeah, I mean, I took it out to have a look at it, and it did feel very, very lightweight, and I did articulate it a little bit. So, I mean, he's going to be 13. I completely expect him to break it. Because that's a learning curve, and it shouldn't be anything that can't be fixed. I talked to him about the fact that they're not toys, and you can't play with them, things like that. But I think he'll learn the hard way. I think he'll break it, and hopefully it won't be something that can't be fixed. And it's a learning curve, because it's they're collector pieces. They don't stand up to, and not that he plays with toys anymore. You know what I mean? But he's going to want to pose it and do bits with it and stuff like that. So. So hopefully we'll get these in for Christmas, and he's he's starting
Better
a droid
do-
collection. So yeah,
But better to
Nice.
do it with like 180, 190 quid
yeah,
droid
and
made out of plastic.
yeah,
to the
exactly.
$400 quid Iron Man.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I got it for about £150.
Woo!
So
Nice.
that's pretty good, really. So I don't mind so much, you know. I hope it'd be careful, but I'm prepared for the worst, and we'll deal with it. But yeah, I'm excited to kind of see how he reacts to his first ever Hot Toys.
Yeah,
it's going to be cool. So yeah, I like this set. I do like this set.
Nice. So we've gone from Star Wars to the only person who has actually managed to survive the DC universe, Gal Gadot. So this is the Wonder Woman 100, or however you want to do it.
Sorry, I put WW. It should have been WB. Warner Brothers 100.
Warner Brothers 100.
Warner
Okay.
Brothers 100. Yeah.
So Warner Brothers 100. Wonder Woman. This is £400.
Yeah. It's sensational though. I think it looks amazing.
It is, but 400 quid.
Yeah, I know. It's
and
just
in that picture in the middle, it looks as though she's got a broken arm.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. It looks like it's twisted backwards, doesn't it?
It's got a weird banana arm. But you know, if this is your jam, then fair play.
Yeah, I mean, its price is purely down to the you know, the limited availability of it. I think the routing is good, and obviously it would probably be 300 anyway. But obviously the limited and the difficulty in getting it has driven the price up. It is, to me, without a doubt, the best representation of Gal Gadot. Yeah,
by
and
a country mile.
Yeah. But you know, again, the ship has sailed on this one. No Marvel, no DC, easy pass. But I do think it's a great figure.
I just passed on it because I thought it looked cool, but I would rather. I'm not as big a fan as for rooted hair, even though I own like 2 statues. I'm okay with rooted hair for like a $2,000 statue, but not an action figure. Am I willing to mess around and upkeep it? I think I agree. I like this. I do think I actually, because the body, I'm guessing, is pretty much the same as the Wonder Woman 84, which is probably why they were able to get the turnaround time. I actually prefer the kind of more lighter colored red and stuff that they had for that, because I just like brighter color usually. And stuff.
Yeah, this is a bit more like the original BVS suit. It was more duller and a bit darker. Yeah,
I wish I could just get the sword and the shield and like use the body for the 184. And then pop off the head sculpt and the sword and shield and stick it with that one. And to me, that would be the perfect one.
Yeah, 100%. Well, look, for 80 quid more, you can get a Mark 7. This is the Disney 100 Mark 7, 480 quid. If by now you don't have a Mark 7 and you want a Mark 7, then I don't know what more you need.
No, and there's another one coming up. There's a suit up one coming, isn't there?
There is as well. I forgot about the suit version as well. So
with Tony Stark head sculpt there.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
That's rough. That head sculpt.
Yeah. I mean, objectively, this does look very nice.
It does.
Like it is a nice Iron Man, but I just I can't open that door. That door, it'd be like going back 5-6 years and suddenly there's a whole of armor.
I know.
Sitting there.
And it's funny because you say that, because like if you have, I think if I ever did buy one again, it would be the 7. I owned the original plastic one, and that was a great one. And you know, I've seen the die-cast one, you know, for 250.
Yeah,
it may be even less on the groups. And I mean, considering that was up near, you know, £800 at one point. It's tempting to pick one up, but I don't want to, as you say, I don't want to go down that route.
See, again. I'm a weirdo. Like, my favourite armor was always the 42.
Yeah, the
gold. And I've had 3 of those over the years, and they're getting, because they were like one of the first die-cast ones. They're showing their age a bit, but the quarter scale 42. If that came up at a decent price, I would be very tempted. And the thing is, Iron Man 3 is not even my favourite Iron Man film. I just genuinely really like the armour. And it did fuck all in the film as well, which doesn't help. But it
was just broken, wasn't it, for the whole movie?
Yeah. It was good at the beginning, when he just built it and hadn't armed it, and
Yeah.
you know, his mansion was being attacked, and then after that it just went downhill, but it was always fucked.
Yeah.
But I quite liked it. It was good. It was a good
I
armor.
love this figure.
It does look
I think
great.
it looks great.
Yeah.
And it's very
The
obviously
Sorry, go ahead.
harks back to the 47 that was a very sought after figure with the silver and the red.
Yeah, this is the closest we're getting to probably a Silver Centurion. Not
Yeah.
like the armor one. I love that armor up Silver Centurion one.
I've always been tempted by it. Always.
But
been
that one's
tempted by it.
400. That one, I don't know. That must be almost 500 quid.
Yeah, I
or
think that's
something.
Zach's favorite one. I think he always says,
Yeah,
or is that one? Yeah, or Sneaky. Sneaky was his, and I think that was a different sort of one. But yeah, this does look really good, but not 480 good. Not for me.
Yeah,
but yeah.
This one, the one thing because I saw Jetta Patrol, he actually did his review of it. The lenticular here, you know, for the 100, the Avengers, it's kind of weird because it's literally set where you have to set it behind and then slide the base here like right into a specific way, sliding it behind there, which I found a little strange that they would do that, because that means it takes up more space.
Yeah. It would do.
And the thing is with these, like a bit like Andre says, I've only seen one Iron Man film, but I own 2 Midas and 1 Mark 7 Hot Toys. Do them really well. They do them really well, and I think this is one of those figures where if you just wanted one figure to represent the Marvel universe, you go with Iron Man. Then you've got to stop yourself and go, I'm not going to start buying the rest of the crew, because you could admire these for their engineering and stuff. They are beautiful figures.
You buy this thing though, you might not become an MCU guy, but you're gonna be very, very wobbly falling into the Iron Man, into the abyss of the Iron, because Iron Man is its own cottage industry. Almost. Like,
it is
just buy Iron Man.
It is, and I've owned many Iron Mans, but I've only ever owned one at a time. So I've been very good about that. I've always sold it and bought a new version. So I'd be happy with one. I don't think I'd end up buying more. You know, and say if down the road, somewhere down the road, I wanted to represent the MCU, then it would be Iron Man. It would, you know, it's iconic, and it would be a 7, probably the die-cast one, not this one.
I had Midas, like I sold that probably a couple of years ago. That was my first Iron Man figure ever. Really liked it, but it got scratched really easily. The paint did.
Yeah.
You know, that was a common problem with it. That was my concern maybe with this one, because I love Silver Centurion from the comics, the color combination. So, and this being Mark 7, which is my favorite movie suit, this was almost a double. And for an Iron Man, it was for modern Iron Man, it was only $400. So unfortunately I didn't get the lottery thing, so I didn't get.
So you did try to get this one, then, did you?
Yeah, I've only been successful one of the giveaways so far. That was the Spider-Man 2.0. Right, I got that one pre-ordered.
Okay, cool.
It's cool, but this is not one you guys would say, even though it's limited, that you would say probably necessarily. I think we agree. Go out of your way trying to have to spend extra if you have to, or something like that.
No. I think unless you absolutely have to have the silver, you know, track down a die-cast Mark 7, because they're going for decent money these days. You know, like good value these days. So that's what I would do, and I'm going to stop myself from looking at them. Because I don't want to do that. But
no.
Besides, when Mark 125 comes out, then Pete's already doomed. 500.
Yeah,
hand it over.
We'll see.
Yeah. So look, we've got this, which I don't think anyone's buying. This is the Hot Toys Matrix Resurrections Neo. It's 200 quid. It's a funny old figure. That picture on the left, I don't think the sculpt looks too bad. And generally go, okay, it's Keanu Reeves again. He's in a black suit again. Okay. That one on the right,
with the sunglasses,
looks fucking awful. Do you know when you see those
sunglasses are terrible?
It's for some reason it's made it look more like Ringo Starr than it has anything else. I don't know what it's done to the nose. Like, it's just, I mean, the cunt should be narrating Thomas the Tank Engine. It's fucking ridiculous. I don't know what the fuck is going on there. But I don't get it. It's awful how a pair of sunglasses can do that. Make a figure that looks on the left relatively good. You know, I wouldn't say it's their best work, but relatively good.
Yeah.
Turn into that on the right.
I want to ask you a question, Ian. Considering that you've just rubbished this figure, said how shit it is, and I know it's a quiet week, but you've used it as the cover screen, and you've gone blue pill. I mean, is it really that weak?
Yeah. It's that bad. It's good.
Yeah,
it is that bad. It's good.
Could you literally say that this is, and that this figure is like looking at the right picture here for a second? This is almost like an encapsulation in one thing brought into existence. Complaints we have about what Hot Toys does with some of their figures. So you've got like the suit tailoring. I think 9 times out of 10, we're not going to, except for once in a while, maybe accept, oh, why did you put pleather on the figure? Instead of leather or something. Or we don't understand, why did you put pleather on, like, I don't know, Crosshair, which is like a third, C-list character at best in Star Wars. And then Anakin, what we might be talking about a little bit later, the, actual haired Anakin.
Oh, we've done him.
Is gonna,
done him.
Yeah, actual haired Anakin looks like with pleather,
Yeah. It's not.
And you're like, why is there a disconnect? But you've got this background, which looks terrible. I hate these things.
Like really badly.
They have that. This is probably cheap.
Yeah.
That base, that background,
and the base. That base is the worst. Everybody hates.
Is the shit they were doing probably about 5 years ago.
Yeah, these huge bases that you can't fit in your display.
Part 2 Marty, that came with a giant base with just a shit fucking.
Everybody hates that base. Everybody says, "Why are we using that base?"
It's like a step back.
For this thing.
It's like a step back. Do you remember when they used to give you those little cardboard bits and they used to go, with special edition background, they charge you like an extra fucking like 10, 15 quid, and you'd be like, fuck off, it's cardboard.
Well, hey, that's like the Moon Knight crescent.
How does the bullet effect work? Is that
badly?
Yeah, but does it attach to him? Does it attach to this background?
It goes. I think goes kind of in front. It's just a piece of plastic, like the I guess the easiest I would use, the Mark 85 special edition that had the little field thing.
Yeah,
the bullets, because Terry for Sideshow put up their video for this. Earlier, I think yesterday. The little bullet things that come with it, you like stick into it in the instruction sheet.
So what's supporting the thing with the shockwaves then? Where's
it looks like here? It's almost like, I don't know,
on the right hand side there. It looks like there's something
goes up and everything.
Yeah,
it's only $250 in US, so it's not a super expensive figure. In comparison, guys, to most modern pricing, but this encapsulates everything we complain about Hot Toys put into one figure, which then gives credence that he is totally ripping it to shreds.
Yeah, I mean, I've got no interest in Matrix. I don't mind the first movie, so I mean, this to me, I can't think of many things I've seen this year that I'd want less than this, to be honest. So
you meet John Wick 4, baby. That's what we want.
Yeah. So I mean, it's very, very mediocre. If you love the film, there must be someone out there. Then this is going to go bargain bin, surely.
100%.
It's already been waitlisted at Sideshow for a while, but I wouldn't be surprised if waitlist conversions start happening.
Yeah. I think a lot of that though is where people wanted the original figure, can't get it for a decent price, and I'll get the one from the new film,
and I'll go and buy a load of like guns from eBay and stuff like that. Yeah,
this is a different story. This bad boy.
Yeah,
this looks good. So this is the 3-0 Rambo, First Blood Part 2. There's not a price or release date.
No.
It'll be about
£200. Maybe a little bit less because I've got the First Blood one.
What other companies? This isn't the first time this has come out. There's been a Part 2 Rambo before, isn't there?
Hot Toys did one long time ago, and Enterbay have done it as well, but that was a quarter scale.
Probably what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
This looks pretty good.
Yeah, Hot Toys did it about 15 years ago, and they did the Halo suit thing as well. But they really obviously show their age now. The Part 3 I haven't had, but the Part 1, they're great figures. I love them. I think the likeness is really good, much better than what Stallone's putting out himself, which is a bit odd. And I think they're decent value for money. I think 3-0 are quite underrated. They've got some odd licenses. The Game of Thrones which people have gone a bit lukewarm on. It's not been on TV for 5 years now, and it was a pretty shitty ending. But the Rambo stuff's good, and it's funny because I sent this to Steve. I said, "You're going to pick this up?" And he's like, "Well, no, I've already got 3. I think he's got the part 3. He's got the First Blood, and he's got the Stallone Shop part 1 as well." But for me, this is the one that I always remember most. I mean, watching it back, I very much like the first one loads more than the other 2. But this is the one I kind of grew up with in the 80s, and this is the look I remember. And it's really cool, and the bow is really iconic with all the different arrows he's got, like the exploding ones and the different pieces in that.
With the exploding Vietnam soldier guy.
Yeah, exactly. And he's got
the one who shot the girl.
Yeah.
And you just can't wait for him in the most stupid scene in the movie where he's getting shot at. He's just like, slowly as possible.
Yeah.
And the other guy, I'm like, the other guy doesn't try and run away at all. He just
waits to be blown up.
Maybe if you could just I don't know, pull out a single regular revolver and just aim, you might still get blown up, but you still might shoot him in the forehead too.
Yeah. So he comes with the AK-47, I think, and an M60, all the gear and stuff. So you get loads of stuff with these guys, and they're really good.
Eat your heart out, Neo.
Yeah. This is bloody brilliant. And I think they are very similar. I think even Steve is a massive Stallone fan, and even he's sort of, I reckon he might pick it up. But if you've got the other 2, I think you've got to get it. If you've only got 1, you can get away with it, and I think I can resist this. But I do like it, and they've done the body looks great, all the scarring and everything. Just fantastic figure. I think definitely jump on it if you want this. It looks good. It looks really good.
Yeah, for sure. Does look really, really good.
Yeah.
So talking of things that look good, that once looked bad, there's this, which is the Hot Toys Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
So they've updated the photos, and there was a few more pictures of it popping up at certain expos and stuff.
Yeah, we saw it at the expos. Yeah, this is the first time that Hot Toys have put official studio pictures up.
Yeah. So this is leaps and bounds better than it was before.
I almost pre-ordered this figure today after I saw the updated figures. I love the bodysuit.
It looks cool.
It just looks so much better than that giant fucking Hasbro figure that they were trying to sell us before.
Really bad.
And it's genuinely nice that they listened, because I think up until fairly recently, that's not something that
didn't update the price. I was worried they might raise the price a little bit.
No, it's good. I think they've taken that one on the chin, and it's gone from a figure that not many people wanted at all to one that I think people are going to go, actually, I want this one. It looks good.
Yeah.
It looks good, especially if you're picking up the Miles or the Spider Gwen or anything like that. That'd be a nice companion piece.
You can have a nice little Spider-Man 20, even if you're not interested in 50 other Spider-Mans live action or the PS2 game. You could just get that Miles, the Gwen, whenever they finally put that one out, and this one, and that's just a nice trio you can have for the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. So it's good that they've done this, so it doesn't look really badly out of place with those other 2 figures as it had done. So well done, Hot Toys.
So we'll wait for them to walk it back next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. So look, while we're on the Spider-Man train, this is the Black 8 No Way Home Andrew Garfield sculpts. We have a bearded and a clean shaven. Although it's very hard to see which is which.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The slight brown wash and the non-brown wash. So £40 each at Q4 2023. Originally, I thought this looked really good, and then someone put a photo up of Andrew Garfield in the film next to it, and I was like, oh, actually, it doesn't look. The more you look at it, the less it looks like him.
Yeah.
At a glance, you go, it's Andrew Garfield. And then you kind of go, no, it's not. No, it's not. And then there's a couple of pictures of other British actors that they put up. I've gone, you bastards, that's now all I see, but I just can't remember their names.
I'm with you there. I thought it looked pretty good. I haven't looked at it against the actor himself. I think he's got the high forehead syndrome that you talked about with
100%.
with Hot Toys. Even even without the hair, that is a big forehead, and also his ears. He's got the ears of an 80-year-old man. Because those fuckers
massive.
keep growing, don't they? And they just, I don't know. That's what I like the one on the left better. I know it's exactly the same sculpt, but for me, it just looks a bit better. Maybe it's just it's got that more detail, like with the beard, just kind of takes your eye away from like other features of it. So I think it looks better. But yeah, I think for 40 quid, I'd probably give it a go if I was picking up the Spider-Man. I think it's good enough at that price. Yes. Well, the ears of a current monarch. I mean,
current monarch.
Yeah.
Will he be a long reigning monarch? That's the question.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I don't mind that. And this real fabric. I mean, that's only good if it matches in with the Hot Toys figure. If the color's off or the material's off, that's going to be.
I still think the Hot Toys one is better for the current release.
Oh yeah. It's just not that older look, is it? It's the younger version of him from AMS2. So if you want a No Way Home kind of representation, I think it's probably worth a shot. I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's shit, but yeah, if you like it.
Boy, Neo got Ian fired up. Like that guy is fired up.
Now he's just gonna shit on.
He just put out the bazooka and just
it's that giant fuck off forehead that's doing my in.
If you are interested, it's up on 1/6 kit for pre-order. So yeah.
So yeah, that was Andy Garfield, and now we have Gimp Man. So this is the Premier Toys lead of the Marauders, 120 quid at Q4 2023.
Okay, I like
this.
Look at that
he's a big boy. It's hard not to.
Yeah. It's hard to miss Jason Voorhees as a future dystopian warrior.
Yeah,
basically.
It's weird that they've decided to focus on that in a accessory panel, but fine.
But they got the stake, or the spear thing he throws, the gun, like all that is like dead on.
Which one's he from? 2?
Yeah, the Road Warrior.
Yeah.
The humongous.
Yeah. I like that they've put the stand in the accessories as well. That classic, the original stand. You gotta love that.
There's a couple of weird choices there, isn't there? Let's be honest. So they've put the stand in there and his codpiece. And normally I slag them off for putting the shoes in there.
Yeah.
But they've made the executive decision not to show us a view of his shoes, which arguably is probably the second most sculpted thing on the figure. And instead we've got his posy pouch.
Yeah, and they look weird. He's got like little socks poking out the top of his boots.
Well, to be fair, your feet get cold in the wasteland. Was it cold nights?
Yeah,
no one likes cold feet.
As everyone's saying, the big issue with this is the body. The joints are ugly, not good.
He doesn't look muscly enough.
No,
like the arms and stuff. Maybe it's because they're like jointed arms or something. But I see like the guy who played him, in the movie was like super built, like and everything. I feel like if you're doing a 6 scale figure of him, like you almost have to have, kind of like you guys might remember the Bane, the 2.0 that was put up, which is big. And now I'm not saying they can necessarily do that and everything like that for being a third party, but that's what I think of more would be him, like maybe slightly exaggerated, but this guy is a super like over the top exaggerated bad guy amongst the whole group of the Wasteland Warrior, like Wes and stuff, the Mohawk guy that we
all. Oh yeah. The way you've got to look at this, that you're going to put a Thyssen M35 on it. If you love this character enough, you get this you see it as a clothing accessory set, and you get an M35, and you might need to do a bit of jiggery pokey around the back to get all the straps and stuff to fit, but it's doable. And I think it would look really good on an M35. But
I like the lack of hair though. That like the back piece there with the hair.
Yeah, that looks good.
Actually look pretty good.
Yeah.
So it could be a decent head sculpt, at least, with the mask and everything attached.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's its pricing?
120.
Yeah. So even you pick up a fight and you're 200 quid. And that's not bad, really.
No. No, not bad at all, really.
That's the way to look at it, I think. Get a nice custom sort of version out of that. So it looks all right.
Yeah. So we're on the third party train. We have this. The more you look at it, the blinder you go. This is the Premier toy. No, it's not Premier toy. This is Play Toys Chun-Li.
Yeah, Play Toy. Yeah.
I couldn't find a price on it.
No, I can't see it's listed anywhere. I just saw the
I think Iconic is going to say challenge accepted.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know Iconic said they are going to be doing Chun-Li. So
yeah.
I would probably
they're going to blow this out of the water.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Not even the bikini version of her looks like actually that good on the body or something.
None of it. Look, the more you look at it, the more you go, those boots are fucking shit. What the fuck is weird? What's up with her weird waist belt thing that looks like it's just cut from one bit of vinyl? Like,
yeah.
It just, I mean, the head sculpt.
It comes with a couple of jellyfish, so that's good.
Yeah,
this looks like the outfit for when, say, for me, it was a Tuesday.
Yeah,
from Street Fighter.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you order a sex doll from Wish.
Yeah, It's cosplay. It's cosplay. It's sex doll.
Yeah.
Chun-Li.
The fact that the head is just a completely different color than the rest of the body as well.
And even the legs and colors are different.
When it makes it look, it makes it look even worse.
But
Yeah,
they're tight, but
but
it makes it look worse because then you've got the head a different color, the arms a different color, the hands a different color, the legs a different color.
Yeah,
and you kind of go, "What the fuck is going on?" Like,
it's just
not good. And I think the good thing is it's just built up the.
Oh, Pete just broke his 13-year reliable.
Pete jinxed it, didn't he? He fucking jinxed it. And that is a interesting way to be frozen as well.
He's going, he's throwing up in his mouth looking at it.
See, that's what I like about you, Lane. You instantly went to throwing up. I instantly went to he's trying to suck the mic like a cock. Two different, very different perspectives.
But both equally gross. That's
both
perfect.
Equally disgusting. So yeah. So let's see if Pete can get back on. But in the meantime, this is Chun-Li, and it's fucking horrible. So look, Exo.
Don't buy it. Wait for Iconic, even if it's gonna be like $300.
Yeah.
Just wait if you need a really good 6-scale Chun-Li.
Yeah. Now I've just realised that Pete also does all the slides, so which I don't actually have access to. So this is going to be interesting if he doesn't come back.
Well,
he's gone.
To a vote. Oh,
and
so
he's gone.
We can put it to a vote right now while we kill time. Who has the better dome? Me or Ian? Who has the better dome?
Oh, he's just texted. He's got a power cut. Oh, 100% you have. Like, I do not have. I cannot style out. I had to completely shave it. I can't.
You got better facial hair though, so it kind of balances out.
Well, it's a bit shorter today because I had a fight with a lawnmower, which didn't really work out. Let me text him. So can you ping me the slides? Let's just say this is going to take a lot of editing when I come to do it. But yeah. Oh, power's come back on, so it'll be 5 minutes.
So it'll be back here in a minute.
Yeah.
Well,
now
I can say.
Go on.
Well, I was going to say, so of the figures we've looked at today, what would you say? Not that you're necessarily buying, but of the ones we've looked at, the official announcement, are we going to be talking about the other one, the larger one?
Which one's the larger one?
Quarter scale Iron Man.
No, didn't even realize there was a quarter scale Iron Man.
Yeah, the one Hot Toys released it, the one with the gantry, the Mark.
When did that come out? That's how shit.
Yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
Last night. Oh. The Mark IV with gantry that's like $600 or $1,000.
Now that
I know that is definitely. I don't know the quid for it, so I figure that one you would not be all over.
I would be tempted by 700 quid. They can fuck right off for that. Oh no, that's the fuck me. That's the 1/6. No, fuck that. Ain't doing that.
No, it's quarter scale. Sorry, guys. Here, we apologize for like the technical.
Yeah, as I just ignore everyone and start googling away, going, let's have a look. Oh, okay.
Andre, man, you are just like totally on a thing. Andre states DP Production presents Pete Swallow 6.
Brilliant.
Andre, you are just absolutely killing it this afternoon. But well, hold on. Sorry about that. That was a not something.
To be honest, I don't know. I it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for the quarter scale Iron Man. And like I said, if I went quarter scale, I'd probably go.
Well, here's the one thing I would say. I'm not saying it's obviously necessarily more money than you might want to spend, but the one thing I think, like, you know, for Pete, like, he's not trying to buy a whole bunch of you know, Marvel. I think if you have one big spot where you're just looking for a one-off thing, that is the now it is expensive, but if you're not buying any Marvel stuff where you used to spend, you know, $2,000 a year or something on Marvel figures the previous 5 years, and you're like, I have, you know, a Maju case, or you have like a spot where maybe you were plotting to set up some shelves where you had 6-scale Iron Mans or MCU figures, but like instead of like say that Marvel 100 where you could put that thing in the gantry, and you have a big spot, like, or you were plotting maybe to get a quarter scale Iron Man statue or whatever, but you see that thing and you want to kind of keep it in the Hot Toys wheelhouse. I sent you the blogger photo pic. Like,
yeah, just it does look really good. I just had a look. The thing is, like, that's quarter scale Vader, right?
Yeah,
my issue with quarter scale stuff isn't so much the figure's size, it's more that they always give you the biggest fucking base you've ever seen in your life.
Well,
so
you're not going to go bigger than that gantry. It's got its own separate box.
So a 6-scale with gantry would probably take up that whole cube.
Yeah.
Right?
So you like the one that's coming. Like the one that's coming.
Yep, or like the one they've already released. It would take up that whole cube.
The Neon Tech.
Right? Yeah. It would be that whole cube done. Well, they've done this set up gantry before, not the Neon Tech, a normal one. Can't remember it was a while ago though, but it would take up that whole cube. Now a quarter scale one, I'd have to knock into the next cube. It would probably take up 2, because even with that Vader, the stand it comes with, for some reason, that Hot Toys have gone quarter scale. Let's give Vader a riser. Let's raise him up. So with this,
he's
stand
already
that
like
it comes
18
with,
inches tall or something.
Yeah, so you can't get the fucker in there. It wouldn't fit. Like, so I've had to take the top half of the stand off, and now I use that as a riser for other figures, because that will work. But I can't. Yeah, here he is. Here's the man.
Or not.
Or not.
He faked us out.
Yeah. Here we go.
Hey, there, sir.
Here he is.
You broke it up there a little.
Power cut. There's me. Like, for a second, I thought, oh shit, the laptop's gone. I
like that.
So
yeah,
Pete,
I was like,
all of a sudden the missus came in and went, power's off. I was like, oh, good. It wasn't the Mac.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as you could probably hear, though, my dickhead neighbours over the road, it set their alarm off, and clearly they aren't in, or they don't know how to switch it off. So if you can hear it, apologies. I'll mute myself if I'm not talking. But yeah, you might not be able to hear it anyway. But yeah. So let me bring this.
Just thought it was a rape alarm or something.
Yeah, that's what happens when it goes dark around here. You know, I do live out in the sticks, so
Pete. It's just a brother and his cousin out back. That's all that's happening. It's fine. It's what happens out in the country. Everyone's got webbed feet and webbed hands. So yeah.
Well, you guys have had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years on the island. Oh, Pete, we can't hear you.
Yeah, you dropped out there, Pete. The sound has gone. So Andre's right. We can't hear the car alarm because we can't hear fucking anything. So why is your sound now dropped out? No. You can keep talking all you want, Pete. It ain't happening. Yeah. So while Pete's having some technical issues, let's have a look at Krug.
I think it's Scrooge.
Cruge. So I originally quite
and he
liked,
just took all the figure.
and then he's like, fuck it, they pronounced it wrong. We get ditch them. Fuck them. So anyway, X06. So X06 at the moment are doing the Lord's work with Star Trek. So I pre-ordered Data. Really want a Next Generation.
The Next Generation one, the more recent one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, loving it.
Looks good.
Yeah, Krug, even.
No,
so...
JB, that. Sorry, I watched that movie like on HBO back in the 80s so many times in a row. I'm just like, no, it's Cruge. Because I watched it like 40 times.
Yeah.
Back when I was growing up.
So the figure itself, it's one of those ones, certain angles look really good. So if I pull up the X06 website, and I will share it, because there's some bits in here I'm like,
Well, I made some. I had some questions about it, and I kind of spoke about it a little bit on Monday on Six Scale Cantina. But you go first, because I've already had a chance to talk about this a little bit.
Yeah, I like it. In some pictures, it looks fantastic, and I can't help but think X06 are kind of taking the piss sometimes with stuff. Like I love what they're doing, and it's great.
I just want to start singing "Someday Over the Rainbow" because that was taking so long to load.
Yeah. It's what happens when you shoot stuff on there. Sometimes it gets a bit. So where was it? There's one photo, and it showed, because they've gone for the head and the neck as two separates, and there was a photo that keeps going round. It doesn't look. Yeah, I think it's this one. It just doesn't look right. It's this,
the way it's twisted and or something. Oh yeah, that looks,
which makes it look as
Wanda
though
or something, like look weird when you see from the backside or something for her.
It's this bit here. You see there? It almost looks as though it's not sitting. It's not clicked in properly. It's sitting. The head's sitting too far forward, and the ball, the peg is kind of, it's not in properly, and it makes it look really weird. And then when we zoom in, like, there's no detailing to that hair. It's just straight up being painted black, and then it makes this hair here look really bad.
Yeah.
It's one of those figures, like when we look at stuff like that, it doesn't look too bad because the light's full on, but I'm just not feeling this one. The outfit looks fantastic. Like,
the tailoring, all that looks great.
Like,
that's one of the best
it
outfits.
Looks fantastic. Like,
did you get Locutus?
Brilliant. No, I purposely didn't want to get Locutus just because I wanted. It was a weird one to start with, because I wanted bridge crew, normal bridge crew, and then go for variations. And I thought, the way they're releasing Next Generation stuff just wasn't. Yeah, so I was very much.
Don't worry. You've got Strange New Worlds coming, so that might get in the way too. I know you're excited.
So I love the TV show. Looking at the pictures of the ones they showed, I'm struggling. Really am struggling with justifying those. They've got. I'm struggling a bit with X06 at the moment because it's a lot of money, and I'm not seeing. Data look fantastic, JB. Absolutely fantastic.
But Data also already had the first Contact head sculpt to go off of. That was probably still one of the best, even though it was like the first figure that they put out.
Yeah, so Pete's trying to get back in. He's having some difficulty even getting back in.
I broke everything as usual. As I was telling you all the thing. I'll reiterate my two things with this figure. I think the tailoring suit looks great. The price is my first thing. I figured you might mention that, but I really like this character, as he's a very straightforward Star Trek villain. There's not a whole lot of namby-pamby backstory or whatever. He's just a very straightforward and he's played by Christopher Lloyd. He's Doc Brown, so I have also an affinity for the actor. And I think he's nice. I wouldn't have thought Doc Brown being a menacing space alien, but he does. It's not like he's a deep enemy, but he plays a villainous character like perfectly. He comes off as threatening. He's not a moron. Well, maybe at the last part of the movie, he comes off a little bit like a moron. But, he's a calculating, villainous figure who, outdoes Kirk at one point, to the point where Kirk actually has to sacrifice, what may be his, quote, greatest love, the Enterprise in that movie to help try and defeat him. But that 290, and I'm just going to go, I don't even know what it'd be for you guys having to get it shipped. But $295 for this figure. What now? You would know better than me, but I think hasn't the average price point? I'm saying average price point been somewhere like $190 to maybe $220, $225, maybe a little bit more, $235. Like the price range for the figure so far from X06.
Yeah, everything lately has jumped up quite a bit, and I'm struggling a bit to kind of justify spending the money on anything at the moment, because I'm looking at stuff and I'm going 300, 350. It's just too much. Just can't justify it.
But it's $295. It does have rooted hair, but I don't. If that's the reason this is jumping up, like let's say that's the reason they raised it $50 in price. Like this would have been if it was sculpted hair, $245. So it's on a higher end for their figures. But why? I don't understand this, and maybe you can, explain. Why do the sculpted front hair as like? I mean, I know to save money, but I'm just saying have sculpted for his like goatee and his mustache, but have rooted hair. It kind of even those ones that look good, where you can see clearly the rooted hair, it does seem to clash a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah. Mixing the two, unless you paint it particularly well.
Like there,
doesn't quite it never quite works. The problem is, like with hair like this, is it doesn't look as though they've done the wash bit, and you can see here there's highlighting to it, so they've highlighted the tash. It doesn't look like there's much here or on the eyebrows, so it makes it stand out quite a bit, and it looks like a very plasticky sculpt. There's not a lot of tech. So I can tell you now, this looks as though it's very much painted plastic. It's almost like washes and glazes over the top to get where it needs to be. And I always struggle with that a bit, because you look at the neck and you look at the head, there's just not a lot of painted detail. Sculpt wise, it looks really, really good.
I think if he was 240, 235, 240, I think the value would still be there. But to put it in comparison, guys, I'll just use recent release from Hot Toys. I'm going to use the Amazing Spider-Man figure. Now, obviously, totally two different franchises. This one, I think, with some of the tailoring, other things, what comes with it, I would say is superior to a Spider-Man figure, just because of, it's the Spider guy in the suit, kind of simple full body suit. But with the Garfield head sculpt and other stuff like that, for X06 and how they've done with some of their figures. Now, this could be body, everything ends up being banger, and maybe the final sculpt is a little bit improved. So it could be a banger figure. But or another better way. So that black suit Spider-Man, 305, where this is 295 plus 20. And now I don't know what the quid would be. So it might be even more expensive for you having to buy it over in the UK, because the shipping and stuff might be more expensive. But can you look at this and say, let's compare it to like that recent, within a $10 price frame from Hot Toys? Like, can you justify necessarily those two between each other? Because I don't know if X06 has put out a lot of figures, like where everybody talks about InArt or something, where obviously it's a little bit different, but with X06, they put out a lot more product. And maybe we're seeing, even for what they expect a high-end figure like Kruge to be, the effects of them trying to do so much. And they may have a limited time or whatever, but that doesn't matter what the business plan is. It's, are you guys putting out too much stuff? And where are you originally putting your price point? Because I think Kruge, where I think this guy is a movie villain, should probably be, he's not Khan or anything, but he probably should be sell decently as one of the few, like, you can know if just the actor who plays him and stuff. Maybe that's why he's a little bit more expensive. Maybe too. That like this feels like it should be a little bit better because he's one of the few recognizable you could name from the movies, like non-entity villains or something. You're not going to get V'ger made as a figure.
No, exactly that. Like, and I think Andre down here is probably hit the nail on the head a bit. To accuse anyone I bought Quantum Mechanics card, date run PO, they're all over the place with the quality, which worries me. Yeah, and that's the thing. You'll have bangers, and then you have others that aren't quite bangers. So this is 250 quid, including postage, and is out Q2 2024. And then they also showed some other bits and pieces, like where's it gone? Why won't it change it? Oh, this is why Pete does the slides.
Oh, yeah.
So they also showed these. So we've got another Picard with the jacket, which I quite like. Q, I really like Q. Q's good.
Yeah.
And then if you're a Cheers fan, you have Rebecca from Cheers, which is bless you. So yeah, look, and the thing is, like, I think this picture here, and I know it's shit lighting. This picture here kind of highlights what I mean. Picard, fantastic. Q, fantastic.
Savick,
look at the difference between that and that. Sculpt wise, like, sculpt's fantastic. Paint, I'm going.
If you're trying to do a line with like this far deep, if you're trying to do a line this far deep into secondary character, I mean, and obviously there are two different versions of Savick. So what I know they're probably going to try and do all the con ones, but if you're doing like Kruge, first out, I don't understand why wouldn't you do. And it may be because it creates confusion. I don't know. There's always been that. Have the lady who I thought was a better Savick in 3 in Search for Spock. I thought she played the role better. Is that do that version of Savick? Plus, it also probably maybe for likeness rights. She's definitely. I don't even know if she's alive or what necessarily. But obviously we know Kirstie Alley is not. She hasn't been for a little while.
Yeah.
But do that Savick. Because that would make sense going with, because they haven't put out any of the con figures yet, have they?
No, not yet.
So do that Savick as if you're doing Search for Spock, because I would say those are the only two directly from Search for Spock you would necessarily need to do. Do that. That nobody's going to buy David. I don't know if anybody cried too much when David got killed in that movie. No one wanted to see No one wanted to see Savick die.
No,
but I don't know if David getting killed, whatever, how horrible it was for Kirk. But even her comparison to Spock, like that Spock, now they've already done him, so maybe that helps too. But that Spock, that looks like, we were talking about earlier with the Chun-Li. That looks like a Chun-Li head sculpt there, kind of. That needs some serious work. Yeah.
And the thing is, I can see the sculpt is good, because this kind of reminds me of like Big Chief Studios and some of the older Sideshow stuff where you look at it and go, I can see it. The sculpt's there, like their Obi-Wan Kenobi. Their old Obi-Wan. I would argue the Sideshow one is better than the Hot Toys one.
Ben, thanks for joining us. And yes, he agrees.
I did not fuck David. Yeah, I like that. That's worthy of a share. Yeah, very good, very good. So I think X06 also had some Strange New World stuff as well, which I'm hoping it will change. Oh no, yeah. So Locutus, I do really like.
I thought he.
It's just.
I thought he looked good. That's what I was wondering with like the suiting and stuff. Maybe if you got that one and stuff, because I think Kruge maybe have some of the best suiting we've seen, like that detail in that outfit for the Klingon art. So
it's fantastic.
For me, for any future Klingons that they do, like Gaura. I mean, I want Gaura. We want. I want Duras. I want Gowron with big goofy eyes. Like his sculpt better have like the biggest eyes that guy could ever make.
Yeah.
I want Gowron.
The cut would be good as well. Like,
yeah,
I think they'd all be. Yeah, there's a lot of clean ones. I mean, going slightly off topic. Did you watch the last episode of Strange New Worlds?
I don't watch modern Star Trek. I can't. I don't have Paramount either.
Honestly, Strange New Worlds.
I watched Discovery, and that shot me in the foot.
Honest to God, Strange New Worlds. Watch it.
Oh yeah,
it's the most. Cool too. It's the most Star Trek thing they've done. Up until recently, the most Star Trek thing that had been done was the Seth MacFarlane thing. He's fuck it, I've forgotten his name now.
Ben is raising all these things for Exo Kern, worst brother.
Yeah.
We just for Klingons, they have to have this detail though in each one of their armor costumes. We need Kern, we need Martok, General Martok. We need Gowron. We need the Duras sister. Both of them.
Orville. That's it.
Yeah.
Orville. That was the second.
Orville's great.
That was pretty much the most Star Trek thing that had been out in modern times.
From the last 10 years.
Yeah. Strange New Worlds. Fantastic. It's proper Trek again. It's very, very good. I can't stress enough. It's worth watching. And they've done a couple of new bits and pieces in there that have been really good.
Well, I know Duprin, like, from the Amok time, like her character has appeared and stuff. And obviously not the original actress, but
they've done a crossover with Lower Decks and the last episode. Oh, I love it. I love all that. I hate Lower Decks.
I can't stand that show.
Oh, I love it.
I can't stand it.
But it's worth watching. Strange New Worlds because it is good. It's very, very good.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to get a sidetrack from the figures.
Yeah, no, that's cool. But yeah, this you got Spock here from Strange New Worlds, which is probably the weakest of the four figures here.
I don't know. I think that Savick gives it a run for its money. It's like to the left, all the cool stuff, even the Kruge, despite our issues with it. Left side cool, right side going back into production.
So. The tailoring here looks great. The jacket's good. All of this is great. The sculpt is really good. It's just the paint I'm not liking. This, the paint is very good. The sculpt's pretty good. Not too bad. The more I look at it, the more I kind of see it. I'm not liking the tailoring. It just doesn't look as good as the rest. So it would be interesting to see if they actually.
I don't know if they would put as much effort into Strange New Worlds.
I'm not some of the Strange New World stuff. Exactly that.
Big brain.
This looks. Spock looks weird there
from the cage.
But yeah, that looks fantastic. Yeah, that looks fantastic, and so does Picard here.
Gorn
both
plays.
Of those.
Gorn
no quibbles for me. They look great.
We need a Gorn. Captain of the Gorn.
Pike, on the other hand. Gorn would be good. Yeah.
Are we gonna get Pike there and then Pike and Pike in his mobile chair thing?
In Strange New Worlds with his no, I think no, I don't think so. I've not seen that. It would be good if we did because I quite like that. But yeah, it wouldn't be that hard to make. Put him in a little box and away we go. Here he is.
Oh,
hang on. We've
the
got
King
noise. We can hear him.
Yay!
And he may give us our royal six-scale decrees.
Of all the times to get a bloody power cut, Jesus. Fucking annoying.
Thing is, it absolutely fucks everything, doesn't it? Because everything has to restart, routers, the lot, and then nothing ever behaves like it should do.
And that is the problem with this being a slightly older machine. It's good, but it does take quite a while to. It didn't like. I mean, it was plugged in, and obviously it had battery, but it didn't like it, and it took a restart to get me. I just couldn't get my like the camera or mic to work. But I'm glad that I'm back.
Yeah,
and at least you had Lane.
Big brain here.
Yeah, you had Lane to keep you company in, which was good.
Exactly.
So
we were just talking about. I was just saying we were just talking about the XO6 stuff. Yeah. It's like, and again, I think with stuff like this, Pike looks really flat. The Spock, I can't get behind. I can't.
That's a great impression.
It is.
Yeah,
it's the Kenny Everett. But
I'm
the
not
big brain dude.
Impressed with. Yeah,
Keeper looks good.
He looks good, but it's quite a niche figure, I think. And obviously, this is from the Cage pilot, and obviously that's the only time we saw this version of Pike. So yeah, quite niche. Not for me. I'm not a fan of those uniforms or anything. Obviously, it has a historical place, but yeah, I don't imagine there's to be massive sellers. And whether they'll. I mean, they've recently solicited the Pike. They've shown some other pictures, so it looks like they're coming, but it's certainly not doing too much for me. Did you talk about Picard yet?
No. I was just kind of, because some of the photos are really good at kind of highlighting the differences between the quality, because that Picard looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
That
looks
stunning.
They're trying to give Hot Toys a run for its money, being able to do old white kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you compare that with Pike. Now, I get one is a professional shoot and the other is just in a display case taken with a potato, but it just looks so flat compared that can't all be lighting.
Yeah, and it's unusual for XS6 because a lot of their studio professional photography has been pretty ropey, on some of the stations. So this looks great, like the pigmentation, the paintwork, the likeness on, and the jacket not so much. It looks a little bit sort of janky for the scale, like oversized for the scale a little bit. But the sculpt looks fantastic, and I know that they've said they're going to obviously, they showed Worf as well, who looked really good. So yeah, I don't know what this one just popped up on their site. It didn't have any information about when or where or anything, but I just thought it looked so good. I'd stick it in there.
Yeah,
looks nice.
Picard is looking good.
Yeah,
he's looking very good. So
that captain is not looking good.
That looks ridiculous.
I just went.
That's a bad Photoshop.
Is it bad where the first thing that you almost say out loud but kind of stop yourself is going ouch?
Yeah, his hair's not tall enough. He needs more hair.
More gel.
Not enough quiff. There's not enough quiff there. Yeah. Yeah, so this is obviously the Strange New Worlds crew. To be honest, I quite like it, but I couldn't tell you the names of either the two on the right. Obviously, we've got Pike, Spock, and we've got Nurse Chapel. I don't know the names of the other two. I'm very sorry.
So I can't remember her name. She's the security officer, and then you've got he's number 2.
Yeah, number 2.
And then obviously Spock and Chapel.
Yeah.
But that sculpt, spot on. Chapel looks fucking horrendous. Have you seen that hair?
Yeah. Yes.
And
his number 2 looks really bad as well, I think.
Yeah. That looks good, passable. That looks like a bad Photoshop, and I think that's just the quality of the picture.
Yeah,
not so much.
These aren't great pictures, and there's so much. If you have a look, if you go onto the XO6 Facebook page and have a look at some of the better photos from the show, they do look a lot better. Certainly, Pike and Spock look really good.
That's it.
That
Singh, Noonien Singh is that one? Yeah.
Oh yeah, she
looks really good.
Khan, isn't it? Yeah,
really good.
Noonien.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm confused. What?
That's her name. The one in the red Noonien Singh.
Yeah.
But then that's
is she the daughter of Khan or?
Yeah, I don't know what the.
It'd be before Khan.
It'd be before that.
No, it won't be.
Yeah.
Before he popped up, but after he was frozen. That makes sense.
Yeah, so
it's like
it could be his daughter or someone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because obviously this is original series era, obviously. So
this is before.
So this is before they send him off to SETI Alpha 6.
He's busy floating around on Botany Bay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think there are better pictures of these. I still think that obviously Pike and Spock are by far the strongest likenesses, and they do look
yeah.
much better in some of the shots.
These three are
and
probably
she's
the
good.
best.
Yeah.
The previous photo we saw of Pike wasn't amazing. Sorry, not Pike. Spock wasn't amazing.
Yeah. No.
Shit lighting, probably.
Yeah, this one does look good. The likeness is good. This does look like I don't know the actor's name, but from Strange Worlds. And the thing is with the Cage one, if you look at it, like Spock's makeup is a bit ropey compared to how it kind of ended up in the full series. So he does look a bit different, and I think they've captured that. But it's a very different kind of look for him. But no, these are I mean, it's good to see them soliciting this many figures, really, because and it just makes you feel that next gen is still being and obviously original series are still being really badly provided for. We haven't seen a next gen bridge crew where we've had all this many like all in one go. So it's a bit disappointing, really. I get that they're probably saving it all till the end.
Or sprinkle it in between to try and keep you hooked in for other shows or movies.
Yeah, and next gen and original series where a lot of people's heart lies. And the thing is it's not acceptable to say that Nanji was always very clear that although he was obviously involved with QMX and they brought out 5 of the original series bridge crew, that his intent is not to just bring out the missing figures, that he does want to bring out the whole set. So it's not even like he's kind of saying, well, you've got 5 of them, you can wait for Uhura and Chekhov. He said he's going to do them all. We haven't seen any of those yet.
No.
All we've seen is the motion pictures Kirk and Spock. Obviously we'll get on to a minute. There's some Ruther Khan figures which possibly coming next month. The Spock says September on him. They did say summer. Obviously, summer's kind of gone. I don't know if it was in a previous one. Was it? I don't know where. It might be on a previous one. If you go back a couple.
I don't think it was on that, mate.
No?
No.
Yeah. So go back one. Here you go. So yeah, that one. So you've got a Spock from Wrath of Khan, and it says September 2023.
Oh yeah, we never even saw this.
Yeah, and then that's Savick as well from Wrath of Khan there on the right, with like the mission jacket on. So yeah, so it looks like we could get 5 figures from Wrath of Khan. So we're going to get Spock, Kirk, and Bones, and it looks like probably Spock could be the first one. He looks very uncomfortable in that chair, like he's about to have a cavity.
Yeah, they've not done a great job with that, have they?
No. He looks very awkward, like they're about to tip him back and drill his teeth out. We'll get those 3. We'll get Savick, and they have shown Khan. For me, it's all about the big 3. I'm not bothered about Savick. It looks pretty good. If you go to the next shot, it's not bad. Kirstie Alley, and obviously, she's just passed away recently, so that's going to be like have an additional sort of demand for people. But I like it, and that jacket is a very strange looking jacket, but they've done a good job on it. I'm not sure if all.
Sorry, no, go ahead. Finish your point.
No, go on.
I was saying I thought they should have put out Savick from Search for Spock first, instead to go with Kruge.
Yeah, it would make more sense. Yeah, different actress. I don't know. Again, I don't know her name. Apologies to her. I think.
It's all right,
yeah,
Pete.
so
I don't think she watches.
No, that's right. I don't like to. I like to include everybody.
Yeah. Get an angry
I just want the
email.
original 3. So yeah, so if Spock's the first one, I'll definitely be pre-ordering him. I think they might be a little bit more expensive than the from what we've seen before, because I know a lot of work has gone into those the monster red costumes, as they call them. But they are going to look fantastic, because I know that Nanjin's like he loves Wrath of Khan, and he's going to do those justice. But Locutus looks really good there. He's just come out, hasn't he? People are starting to get him, and I've seen the reviews of him. He looks good. I think he's come out well. Good likeness. I think they're doing well with the Picard likeness. Spock looks good there from Strange New Worlds. So yeah, I mean, you can't fault XS6 for the people are saying that they've slowed down a lot, but if you have a look at the content they've put out in the last 2 years, no other company's done the numbers like they have. So I think from that respect, you know, they're doing a good job, but they're still a bit frustrating because they're not giving us, you know, well, they're certainly not giving me the figures that I want.
No,
but that might change next month.
Do you think you could ever see them possibly doing, because I know like they showed the data with the panel and stuff. Do you think they could possibly do, even if it's in a couple different pieces, the entire like bridge setup?
I think they will, because
Enterprise D.
I think they might do the con, because they've got the Enterprise E chair is either out or close to coming out to go with that original with the first contact. Yeah. No, it's not a great shit. But that's either out or coming out, and they're gonna bring out that chair that Spock's sitting on, the dentist chair for Wrath of Khan. So I think they will. I think, you know, I could see them bringing it out as an accessory set, and you can either go with a left or a right, or one of each, depending on if and when we get. I suppose who would be sitting at the other one?
Wesley,
Geordie, Wesley, or Cole Meany.
Tash.
Whatever his name was, O'Brien.
Could you have Tash?
Yeah, but whoever sits. Yeah, maybe.
I think we're more likely
behind, weren't she?
Yeah.
They usually had like Randa. Well, Geordie was in the first season, but then he went to
then you had some random that was there all the time until Wesley,
and then Wesley took over.
Yeah. So, but I think we could see him bring them out, definitely, which would be cool. But a whole bridge, not sure about that. I think they tease like a background and stuff at some point, but I'm not sure about that. But I think we might see the con, which would be quite cool.
Right, so we have some sad news as well. XO6, Big Chief Studios. After all that, they've gone. So Big Chief Studios put up a post on their Facebook page saying they are no more. They are gone. So if you have any pre-orders with them, it ain't happening. It's a bit sad because they are one of the bigger retailers in the UK that kind of almost the UK's version of Sideshow, like nowhere near as big, but they
made they put out their own content,
they sold things.
Exactly.
So,
and I think they've always been a bit troubled. That they've always obviously the Doctor Who line has been the big kind of license for them, and they've been okay, but they're overpriced. I mean,
that ultimate fourth Doctor.
They remind me a bit of XO6.
Yeah,
where just the Doctor Who line. You look at that and compare it, and you go, the tailoring was good. The sculpts were always pretty on point, sculpt wise. Always let down by their paint. So, and then occasionally you'd have an absolute fucking romper that was great. They were a very hit and miss company. But it's a shame.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a shame.
And they had that's some nice stuff. They had the Bond figures. They had the Thunderbirds puppets that look really good. We even do some like little only fools and horses, head knockers and stuff, weren't they? It's a shame, and I think obviously the problem for people that have got pre-orders, and particularly I've seen posts for people where they've got fully paid up stuff. I mean, obviously that's gone. And
one
there'll be some sort of
$2,000 of pre-orders, and
there'll be some sort of process for claiming, but I don't know how those normally, whether you get any luck out of those or not, or you might get some of it back. It's a shame.
Depends.
I've seen people asking, where can they get this figure from, because they've lost their pre-order and all that kind of thing.
They're every now and again I go on there and I'd have a look, because you get an email, so we're having a big sale, and you go on there and you go, this isn't a sale. You're still more expensive than I can get everywhere else. So they were, the Hot Toys they had Gideon, right, which all day long. You could pick up brand new for about 180. You could pick him up second hand for about 150. 220. 220 in their sale plus postage, and I was like, it's not really a sale. You're not really as cheap as you think you are.
No, no. I mean, I know Shane got a couple of good deals on their Peaky Blinders figures that are their own ones.
Because no fucker wants them.
No, I know. I mean, I'm not. True. I think that's true. I think from what he said, they're pretty decent figures and stuff like that. But yeah, that was almost like the first signs there that maybe something wasn't quite right.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame. It is a shame, but yeah, the problem is I don't think there's. Go on.
I was gonna say, I was just looking. I still think it's funny that Big Bad Toy Store still has the Ninth Doctor up for pre-order.
Yeah,
if they didn't get the memo yet.
Now.
For them only $349.99.
Yeah. So it is a shame, but
yeah, definitely.
There isn't much really to say other than it is a shame.
No.
Like and we don't really have anyone else like that. There's a lot of resellers and there's a lot of decent sellers out there, but they don't produce anything themselves. Which is
no.
Which is,
and it'd be interesting to see, whether anybody picks the Doctor Who license up. It could be good news for because that license is obviously going to die with the company. So someone can pick it up and maybe do it really. I don't know. I mean, 3.0. It's not going to be Hot Toys. They're not going to want Doctor Who. Although Disney's now involved, aren't they? There's Disney money in Doctor Who now, so
Andy, I would start knocking. I'd start sniffing.
Andy.
Like that would be amazing.
Yeah, definitely. It would. It definitely would. Someone that can really do them justice would be brilliant.
Yeah, 100%.
Because if somebody brought out really, really top quality Doctors at a decent price, I'd probably go in on that. I do love me some Doctor Who.
And you could even for some of them have different actors, like the first Doctor, since several actors have played the character. You could have different versions from different, like the Fifth Doctor episode. Some different other more modern stuff too.
3 people have played him. William Hartnell, Richard Herndon, and the caretaker from Harry Potter. I can't think of his name right now, but he was really good as well. So definitely, there's a lot of potential there. If someone's going to pick it up, so that's the sort of the best thing you can say coming out of this, maybe.
And like the 8 Masters.
It's great for them now,
the 20. You can have original Master, barbecue faced Master. Where he was all messed up for a while in the 70s. Then I forget who was the actor who played Adam, who's the one who I mostly knew for. Through the 80s. And then
he was I liked
50 other guys who played the Master.
You got John Sims and all
that.
Yeah. So let's have a little look at Custom Corner. Nothing. We've been boring. We've not worked on anything.
Nothing.
I've been really slow lately. I've not worked on anything.
I should have done. Hopefully for the next show. Sorry, for the next show, I should have my sculpts back from Mark Simpson. So that's the Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan and the 2 indie Will Miller sculpts. So hopefully we'll be able to showcase those next show.
Those Will Miller sculpts look fantastic. Like
I know, they're great, aren't they?
I've listed my Inigo now, and so
I saw.
Will Miller. I'm keeping it. So
it's great. It's great, and I've seen a couple of paint ups of the indies, and they look really good too. So I'm looking forward.
It makes me want one, but I know I shouldn't because I'm quite happy with the indies as it is.
I know. It's just a never-ending conveyor belt of Han and Indy.
Yeah,
definitely. But
so this is where all the 6-scale people drop off as we talk about the minis and stuff we've been painting. So I've now finished my Leviathan box set. Done.
Nice.
The Space Marine half. I've now got to do the Tyranids and finish off some more of my Space Marines that I bought to kind of boast it up. But these were the Terminators and some Assault Marines I had. The Terminators, these are like a brand new sculpt. They're massive compared to how they used to be. So it makes painting them really easy because they're massive.
They're still tiny though. They're still tiny. Like when I look at that one in the middle, I love that one in the middle and the detail you've got on it, the weathering and everything. They're still tiny, mate. They're still fantastic.
So weathering these. So what I have started to do, which I just started to do before the show, was use my drill to start drilling out those barrels. Because I can't stand the fact that they're solid. So I've not. So I've just started doing like barrels on him and stuff like that.
Yeah, you got to do them. Got to do them. They look so much better.
Yeah, miles better. That was why I bought the little electric drill. But
perfect.
The weathering on these, so weathering 6-scale stuff is infinitely more complicated than weathering these because I'm just dabbing these with a sponge with a bit of paint on, and it gives you the chipping. And then the gore and stuff on the others is just flicking. I mean the blood is just flicking it up with a toothbrush, mixing up the normal blood and just flipping it. The hardest part of those guys that are all bloodied up was probably getting the chainsaws with the yellow and black stripes.
That's pretty fiddly work.
A lot of very small miniature tape to get it to
right.
But I thoroughly I've absolutely loved painting the Space Marines. Considering I was very much against Space Marines when I got back into it. I was like, nope, they're boring. This Leviathan box set has really made me go, actually, they're not that boring, and I quite enjoy using them and painting them. So I've got a few others.
Did you just say Space Marines are boring? Did I just hear that?
Yeah, they used to be.
They used to be
very, very boring.
Not anymore.
Did I? I'm just like, Space Marines? I'm like, I just heard Space Marines be boring, and I'm like, does not confuse and everything.
Compared to all the other models that they used to do,
okay, I'll admit with the Tyranids, the Space L, I don't even remember all the factions and stuff, but
they were very standard. But now they've got all new kits and stuff like that. They're a lot more. The models are a lot better. A lot better. So yeah, I'm quite enjoying those, and I want to start the Tyranids soon because they look cool. But I want a completely painted army, so I'm going to get all the Space Marines done, then I'll move on to the Tyranids. But yeah, these were so much fun to paint.
It looked nice. You did a very good job.
Cheers. They didn't take as long as.
That one in the middle is my favourite one of all the ones you've done. I think just the detail in that paintwork. Like, I know you say it's easy, you just dabbing it, but you kind of zoom in and you've got little chips. You've got sort of mud on his like leg bits, and I like the paint scheme. I like the sort of grey. It just looks really cool.
So these are called Morty Factors. So they are an offshoot of Ultramarines, the blue guys you see on everything. And I liked some of the Ultramarine characters, but I didn't want to get locked into it too much. So I had a look around, and these guys were like, I was like, oh, I quite like that. I quite like the green. I quite like the white armor. I really like white Space Marine armor. But to get that armor, you're literally just spraying it white, and you're putting a brown wash over the top, and it just tints it enough that it then just sits into all the recesses and pretty much picks the detail out for you. But yeah, these were fun to paint. I really enjoyed these, and then I've got I've got a few other bits and pieces I want to work on, but I've got a few commissioning bits that people have sent me that I need to crack on with, and then I can jump back in. But yeah,
you said earlier that you picked up an airbrush. Is that the view to kind of like use it to kind of base coat these sort of figures?
I've always wanted to get into using an airbrush, and it's something I've coped for 15 odd years without having to use an airbrush, and I do everything with just a normal brush. I don't have the room for an airbrush. This is the only room I could put an airbrush in because I would need to have the extraction to be able to do it properly. But there's some quite cool effects you can do. So I figure if I've got a little, and all it is, it's a little handheld one with a compressor that just runs off battery. Because what I do at the moment is I just use a white rattle cam, and that cost me a fortune because the amount I have to paint,
yeah.
and they go for a while. But I've tried like Army Painter White and stuff like that, and the Army Painter stuff goes a bit bobbly, and whereas some of the other paints I use don't. And actually, I have a load of white. If I could just thin a bit down, chuck it in an airbrush, and just give everything a once over, and then I can get So yeah, mini extraction fans. I've looked at those, and there's still a lot of space I'd need to do it. But yeah,
and like a box spraying, don't you, and stuff.
Ideally, yeah, and that's the thing. That's why I thought I get this little one. I can practice on a bit of paper and some old shit that I don't really care about, just to see if it's going to be an advantage. Because if I can just knock a load out, base coating with that, then fantastic. If it's a bit of shit and I'm only really, because what I like some of the weathering you can do with airbrushes, which I don't think I'm going to be able to do with this. But look, I've coped without for such a long time. I can carry on.
Just giving it a go, see if it suits you. Yeah.
But yeah, it's but yeah, these were some of the funnest models I painted in a while. Yeah.
Well, the only customizing I'm thinking about, only customizing I may be doing is I'm considering just getting the Attack of the Clones Anakin and then pulling off the head sculpt off my Clone Wars and just go, there we go. Yeah. I've got Revenge of the Sith Anakin without having to spend $400 on the rooted hair and having to bang my head. Which, reminder everybody, because I want to try and enable these guys. I know it's not going to happen, but we can always try to turn them to the enablation side. This Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific time, will be the Joker on the 17th next week. And also on the 18th, which might be more to these guys than the Joker. Don't forget, is going to be at, I think it's 9 a.m. Pacific time. You need to check that exact from notification. The RSVP will be the Anakin Skywalker with rooted hair that everybody's going to try and break literally the internet. Probably to try and get. So both these guys, make sure that they're there on their time scale, because I want to know they're enabled trying to buy it too, just so that we're all going to try and go broke together. Yeah.
So film and TV, we got nothing, because there's not really been a great deal or anything.
No, since I saw Oppenheimer, I've not been to cinema. So
tell a lie, I have got one. I went to see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle film.
That one
was
great to me.
I did. I took my boy to see it. It's fantastic. Like,
I've heard
really good. I went in.
Mario loves it. Yeah.
Yeah, it is phenomenal. Really, really good. Best bit of Turtles ever. Cool. There was a couple of tweaks and stuff they made that I was like, oh, here we go. But it worked. It all worked.
But don't the Turtles not even actually know like martial arts and ninjutsu? I thought someone told me about that.
So the whole arc where you have Splinter, who was a human who then mixed with rat DNA, he was just a rat. He was a rat, and the idea is when the Turtles were like 5 or 6, he tried to take them out to be accepted, and everyone was like, a big horrible rat, and chased them, and he was like, right, we have to defend ourselves. So he learned karate from a videotape. The way they do it is fantastic. It's really funny. And then they learn ninjutsu, and they do all of that.
So they learn to be Ninja Turtles by the end of the movie.
No, they already know. They're already ninjas.
Okay, so they do know that. Okay, someone told me they didn't actually know anything the entire movie, and I was like, "Well, what? That sounds stupid."
No, they know. They only. So what they do is they end up. The idea is there's lots of crime going on, and April convinces them, you'll probably be more accepted if you're seen as heroes. So
the crime wave is high with muggings mysterious, apparently.
That's the one.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on. I can't resist it.
But yeah, it's a really good film. There's a couple of really good lines in there around. Splinter is always going to him, look, humans are evil. They're terrible. If they find you, you will be. They milk you. They will milk you, and they always keep going to him. Look, they're not going to milk us. We don't even have nipples. Doesn't happen. And and the best thing is he goes, they get caught and they're in this machine. It's called like the milker or something. When he finds them, he goes, "What is that? Nothing. It's nothing. It's not." But it's a fantastic film. It's well worth doing.
You had me in until you said. But go ahead. Sorry, go ahead, Pete.
No, I was going to say I think I'll take the boy next week.
You had me until you said best Turtles ever thing, and I was like, "Are you just stepping on my Turtles 2012 series, which is the best Turtles ever?"
Which one's
like
that?
1990 is the best one.
No, the 80s Turtles I love, but for actually having good storytelling in it, 2012, where Karai is like the daughter of Splinter, and she becomes a mutant snake, double-armed snake thingy, and we had Mondo Gecko actually back in it, and the frogs and all those guys. That to me is the best Turtle series overall. But
sorry, unless you got Vanilla Ice there, pumping it out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. No. It's all about Vanilla Ice.
Definitely.
That's the thing.
I have to agree with you. I'm sorry.
I know. So, Pete, one thing while you were on hiatus there for a little while, the government enforced hiatus by the power company. We did talk a couple of minutes because I guess Ian had visited last night. They released a quarter scale Iron Man. With the
I thought about putting it in the show, and I thought we don't really do quarter, so I didn't stick it in. Yeah, what were you saying about it?
No, well, I thought it was really cool, but it's huge, and it would only really work, I think, if you were like going to be a centerpiece. Ian was trying to find pictures of it and was like, "Yeah, it looks cool," and that's where we left it. And then I was like, "Well, I'm sure Pete would say, it's too big. It's like 1K, quid."
Yeah, I think. I mean, undoubtedly, the detail on that, like we were saying, how good the what's that? What happened?
Yeah, I don't know. You just had a quirk thing when you were speaking. It just blew my eardrums.
Okay. I mean, the 1/6 Hot Toys, I mean, are brilliant, and I've heard, obviously with the quarter scale, gives them even more leeway to make them even more phenomenal. So I've no doubt they're fantastic, and I just don't do quarter scale. I've got the 1 indie premium format, and that'll do me. I couldn't be doing with like rejigging all my shelves and stuff like that. Ian's got the quarter Vader, and I saw it somewhere in the chat.
I know we were talking about that.
Yeah,
and I've looked at that and thought, but I've kind of always backed off because I just don't have the space for it. And obviously, we're now getting the 6 scale Jedi Vader, so I'm happy with that. But they do have great presence, and they are cool, but as you say, they're a lot of money and they take up a lot of space. So as good as it looks, I thought I won't stick it in because we kind of we don't necessarily sort of get into quarter scale too much. But looks good. It's good.
And it's something you might be able to wait for 25% off.
Oh well, yeah.
Probably get me well, for Pete to buy it 65% off.
Yeah, maybe. And which one is it? The Mark IV.
Mark IV. Mm-hmm. So we just had the two. We had the 2 Mark IVs in the 1 year.
That's quite a popular one, isn't it? I think people like the 4.
Yeah. The one, the Mark III, the Mark IV, Mark VI, and Mark VII. I think those. Before we got into nanotech.
Yeah, the more looking ones. Yeah. No, I know the Mark III one was very well received, so I can't imagine that the 4 is just as impressive.
It's just big. It's big, man. With that gantry, just goodbye space.
Oh, with that gantry, it's freaking huge. Yeah. Massive.
Ian was saying, "Hey, goodbye. See these 2 shelves? They're gone, and it's just that thing in there, and that's it."
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah. Cool. Right. So that's the main body of the show. Time to thank the beautiful Patreonies. We've got Ian CB, René Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, Equan, Chris Van Serena, Ben Thomas, Chris Lee, David Jones, Sam Gist, Daminators, Wild Braider, Thomas Clark, Eric Switzer, Six Guns Figs, Badfish, Toy Cartel, Danny Lee, Dinny Martin, Stephen Crep, Big Fern, Susan Marroquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bramonsky, Rick De Gregorio, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Owen Asusina, Johnny Illustrious, the Illustrious Rainer, Ali Morgan, Takathy Wah, Derek Bezadzinski, Aris Portillo, Alvin J, Jazz Carroll, Joe Ridley, Pablo Mazer, D-Rock, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Don Maton, Stephen Purchase, Sean Yahtzee, Scott Bradley, Stephen Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer. Thank you all very much. At this point in time, I would normally put a... you'll have to skip the slides on, mate. I'm I'm not in control. So yeah, I can't put any of the links in because my stream doesn't work now. But yeah, for the July August Patreon benefits, we've got the Zach's Wonderland holographic sticker and the new Small Talk logo, which looks very cool. And that's kind of part of their
awesome.
100th episode celebration. So yeah, it's a cool new logo for them. So they're the stickers you'll get for if you join up now. We're still well in, like, got a lot of August left. So yep, you get those. Next slide, please. You can also become a YouTube channel member. We have Absolute Irwin, Alvin J, Andre, Andrew IB, Andrew Gibo, Benjamin Hanson, Big Old Fern, Blurred Dad Life, Bob Dylan, CC3BS, Chris V, Cram, CT603, DJ, Deminator, Dante's Boneyard, Eclectic Collector, Equan, Fat Batman, Gare Bear, Gotham Cenobites, Jake, Just Another Friday Night, Justin Sports Card, KJ Smith, LV Avenger 702, Mark Pearson, Money Mendez, Mr. Mom Collectibles, Knight, OG Fan, OMFG Rick, One Six Figure Focus, Paul Schreiber, Philip the Fool, S Beam, Sam Gist, Slifer, SpongeBob Square Bars, Sunnyvale Russ, The Ben Thomas Show, Toy Cartel, and Zeke. Next slide, please. Do my COVID government health. Next slide, please.
Chris Whitty.
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
That's it. That's the one. This one. Next slide, please.
Matt, whatever himself. Yeah. Next slide, please.
Yeah.
If you're already a Patreon, you can become a YouTube channel member for just 99 cents a month. Gets you loyalty badges, emojis, and member shoutouts on the show. If you're not a Patreon, you can still join the Peanut Gallery at $2.99 a month. Gets you perks from previous levels and member shoutouts. Next slide, please. I quite like doing that. We have TeePublic. So if you want to buy some merch, you want to wear some OFAC goodness on your chest, and that's the Celebration 2023 Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ian and Pete, then that's the one there. So go to TeePublic, and there's tons of different designs on there. Grab yourself some merch. Next slide, please. This one's you.
This is me. Not that I wasn't paying any attention, but I was just drilling barrels out while
yeah, I could hear you blowing the swarf out of them.
Yeah. I'd almost drilled a hole in my hand, which was when I was like, "Fuck, that didn't work."
That would have been. I've done that. It hurt.
I've done. If I did it the other week when I couldn't be asked to wait for that to turn up,
would have been the perfect power drill. It would have been the perfect topper to the show. I came and break it, then Pete broke, and then we have to send someone to the emergency room.
Yeah, exactly. Then I just drill a hole in my thumb. So look, this is us. This is the network. This is everything we do. Collecting weekly live unboxing. Clues in the title, really. They unbox stuff weekly, and it's live. Bye-bye.
Shock and amaze.
Exactly. We've got a question of the week, which is a different question every week. They answer the big questions in collecting, like what the fuck are we doing? Why are we spending all our money? And just why. Generally, why? Why do we bother?
We got any reason to be here.
Exactly. We've got the reissue, which is just recycled episodes from 5 years ago. They're taking the Hot Toys model. We've got OFAC, the jewel in the crown, the reason we're here. You know, none of this would be possible without us. Let's be honest.
Down to 100, baby.
Exactly. We're coming up to 100. So yep. So you're a bad influence, Lane. That American influence, all the yeehaw and all that. I'm like, no.
I know.
We will have some sense of decorum here.
Well, my original plan was to try and get Pete to see if I could get.
Yeah, exactly.
I was trying to see if I could lure Pete into show 100 to like celebration where he would get an Ian haircut, like me and Ian.
Oh,
yeah, he just shows it.
Just go. That would be great.
I don't know. If I'd learned from my mistake, and if you are thinning a little bit on top, and you decide that you're just going to shave your hair, it will not grow back. It will never come back. So that's.
Yeah, consider wisely before following that path.
Yeah,
a little tip.
I don't think I'll be following that path. No, I'm going to hang on to what I've got for now. It's not too bad.
Yeah, I don't.
There's a little ball patch back here.
I'm still hanging.
You don't see it on the stream, so
no.
Yeah.
I've got quite a big ball patch. You can see it on stream, and it makes wearing headphones look ridiculous, quite frankly. So we've got Collecting Weekly Live. They are there live every week. I'm too late. Got to start watching porn. Yeah, Steve, you probably do. To be fair, hairy palms, and you'll go blind. What do you think happened to Stevie Wonder? You got Small Talk, the little things in life. You know, the smaller figures that keep us all up. After Dark, which is just when you can't pay your electricity bill, we turn all the lights off. Live and Let Die.
Yeah, it's happened here, mate. That's what happens. Yeah, I couldn't pay
exactly. Yep, Pete didn't put fiver in the meter. We've got Live and Let Dice, which are the I'd like to say they're the dorks, but I've just showed you my painted miniatures, so I can't really say that.
Yeah,
we've got, but I can take the piss out of the next lot. So we've got Bricks and Brews, which are grown men playing with Lego while getting drunk, seeing how many bits of Lego they can stick up their bum. I think. Was it Dean was up to
number
15 Duplo blocks, which was quite impressive.
Duplo.
Yeah. Sideways as well. So that was,
Oh, right. Wow.
Yeah, like a clown's pocket in the end. So we've also got Ox PD, which is them dressed as policemen playing video games. I think I've got that right. With the arseless chaps and the handcuffs. So quite a wide range of tasks we got going on here on our network, but you can tell that I don't really watch a lot of the other shows. I just make the shit up. But yeah, this is it. This is us. I'm told they're all very good shows, so well worth watching.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is us. This is
Lane can be found. Lane can be found on After Dark most weeks. Yeah,
and usually on every other week on unboxing.
On unboxing as well,
I usually got something. We need to get you guys on there sometime. So like midnight or something, your time, you're doing that real men of 6-scale unboxing. Like
the problem
midnight,
is,
1 a.m. Who cares? I can handle it.
Pete's always good at that. Pete, he'll pop up on one of the shows and he'll just get up at 3 and do it. But I'm very much like a fuck that for a laugh. I'm not getting up.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's hard work, but yeah, I've done it on occasion. But
that's where you lost me, Pete. It's hard work. So I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah,
Pete,
you're like, I'm out.
Yeah, nah. Pete can carry on flying the
I'm gonna do my easy painting at like 7:30 at night. Go to bed by 7:30, and I'll be
I'll be tucked up in bed with a Kleenex at midnight. Like, there's no need for me to be getting up past that time. It's just.
That's why like the Ben Thomas show, the Let's Get Nuts has been great because obviously, that's like 10 o'clock UK time and it's in the afternoon there, so it works. It's nice to be stream with like some of the guys, across the Atlantic, which is difficult. Like normally getting up at ridiculous time in the morning. So I've been on a lot of those and I enjoy that because I get to stream with a lot of different people that I wouldn't necessarily get to stream with. So I'm enjoying that on a Sunday night as well. Yeah.
That's like, I was looking at a guy who I really enjoy his statue unboxings, except he's in Thailand. And so his next unboxing is 4 a.m. tomorrow. And I was like, sorry, bro, I'll be asleep.
Yeah, catch you on the replay. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So look, that is us. That is it. I think we've had a pretty good show. I think we've managed to cover quite a bit, considering we only had like 8 things on the show sheet. So
yeah, it's good. Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
And thank you, Lane, for popping
when
in.
you need a drag out, I will be here.
Yeah. We'll throw up the Lane signal and get you in.
Yeah. No, thanks for coming on, Lane. It's been emotional. Yeah.
Hey, it was my pleasure to be with you guys as always. I always just love being on with you guys. Jesus.
Brilliant.
We see you later.
Seeing Stephen in person Sunday night. He's coming to buy. I'm selling off my the Mythos, like the backpack and all that stuff. He's building his own one, so she'll be visiting me Sunday night. I've
been really tempted to get rid of my Mythos. I need to have a sort out because there's loads. I'm like, I could get rid of that. I could get rid of that. I could get rid of that. And Mythos has always been sitting there like it's weird because for years I was like, I really want one. And back in the day when Sideshow didn't do one, I did a few of them. And the money people were offering me, I think I sold the one I did that was like
it's really buying porn.
$350. Really buying porn.
And when he says that, he means that's porn that I've done. That's shot by me. It's not. It's not just generic porn. That is peat porn. It's a very niche market. It's not for not for everyone.
No.
But Steve loves it, so
No. But good on you, since losing a testicle to plough on and keep going. So it's always handy. It's always handy. But I told you, you slam it the door enough, it will fall off, and it did. So yeah. So on that bombshell, we're going to say goodbye. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
And
thanks for watching, everybody.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Night all.